Hello, folks. I'm going to talk about is an MBA worth it? And so, I sometimes my brain works very clearly in mathematical, numerical, number-based ways, and then the intangible elements come in. And so, this video, I'm going to focus predominantly on the mathematical ways. I'm saying, look, what is the ROI? You've heard of this term, ROI, return on investment. What is the investment we are talking about? What do you mean by return? How much is worth something? All of that. And so I'm going to, the intangible elements of what it does are all super important. I'm going to focus on the number part, how to do the math behind it. And then we'll say, hey, does it, how do we incorporate the intangibles? Right? First of all, I'm going to, let's say, how do we measure this? Right? Take a chart or a graph or a table, whatever you want to call it. So put your numbers up to what you get paid up to some specific point. I would prefer June 2026, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. What do you get paid now? Starting now for the next 12 months, or starting from June 1st to May 31st. April 1st to March 31st is fine. June I like, or July I like, because that's when your academic year will start in college. Right? So, and put it down. So year ending June 2026. This is what I'll get paid. Year ending June 2027. I expect it to go higher. 2028. I expect it to go even higher. 29 even higher. 30 even higher. 31 even higher. 32 even higher. Nice, brilliant. Put it down. Put down what you are earning now, or what you would expect to earn if you're just going to graduate in 2026, April or May, from June 1st or July 1st, doesn't matter. How much are you expecting to earn on a 12-month cycle? Put it down. Forget about MBA, we're not talking about MBA now. Right? So put it down on a piece of paper. Right? And then you say, hey, this is what I'm expecting to make. Year starting 2026 June. That's when I'm going to enter into a college. Right? And if I'm not going into doing an MBA, this will be my financial trajectory. This is what I'll make. If you're going to do an MBA, then year 26 will be a big cost. You're going to pay for this seat. You're going to get that admission. You're going to pay the fees for whatever it is worth. The next year is also going to be like this. Negative. Post that, hopefully, will be a trajectory that goes like this. Mathematically, what do? We take this difference, put that in a box. What you're losing here is the opportunity cost. I would have earned this much. I'm leaving that on the table and then going on and working or studying somewhere. This is an actual cost. Right? So this is what I'm spending. And then you take these deltas. These are going to be positive, hopefully. And then for a long time. Right? And then you do the math. You take these two, add this up, and compare this delta over a 5-year, 6-year, 7-year cycle, and then say, hey, does this far override this? Right? Typically, your MBA fees is about 25 to 30 lakhs. Maybe you're starting your career off earning 5 lakhs per annum, which could go to 6 lakhs per annum. So over these two, this plus this adds up to 40 lakhs, possibly. And so you're down 40 when you start earning. Your delta, when it begins, is probably 10 lakhs. Instead of earning 7 lakhs per annum, you're expecting to earn 17 lakhs per annum. And then that means over a 4-year, 5-year period, this delta gets bridged here. And then after that, whatever more I have, that's payoff. And so this delta, what you leave on the table, is obviously leaving on the table in the first 2 years. This is later on. To keep that in mind, that's a time value of money. Suppose you have 10 lakhs money now, 10 lakhs 2 years later. 10 lakhs now is better. I can make something of it. Right? Suppose this delta is 50 lakhs. Instead of having done an MBA and a degree, if I had 50 lakhs with me, that itself you could invest in stock markets or FD or somewhere and get money every year. Is this gap significantly more than that? What you have to think. Right? So there are myriad other factors that play a role. I'm not going to refer to the intangibles that come, but it's a very useful exercise to say, hey, this is what I expect to earn. This is what is my cost. I'm down this much in the first 2 years. Afterwards, this is what my delta can be. It's just meaningful for me. And what are we not capturing? The value of an MBA that can do to your head, your social standing, your ability to, the confidence you may have in your own self, what it means to the notion of self-worth, the ceiling to which your career can grow, the peer group that you want to get into, the even more intangible tag of having studied in IIM Calcutta or IIM Bangalore. All of those play a role. Sometimes they're so significant that I don't care about this, that matters to me. It could. Okay, they're important. The second set of intangibles is how much of this are you bearing? And sometimes people have come from well-off families, so they don't need to think of this as down 40 lakhs. This is, look, I want to study for 2 more years. I have the money. I'm using that. Right? So all of us have been blessed with some amount of privilege. If you have that beautiful layer of privilege, but this is not a cost that you need to bother with an EMI, then the decision is even simpler. You don't account for this mathematically because it's not something that you need to worry about. That's a luxury you have. You have to bank it. I'm all for people who have privilege to bank it and take meaningful decisions in their lives and contribute to the next cycle of privilege, either for themselves or their kids or to society at large. That's, you pay it forward. Fine. So and figure out ways of doing that, but you have to bank it. You have to take it. You should happily take it. My father can sign this check without it bothering him. I'll take that, and hopefully I'll be in a position where I'm not worrying about every month everything. That gives me more relaxation. I'm fitter, saner, happier for it. Earn more through my life. My kids can be, I can pass that on to my kids and to 10 other children, 10 other kids. Brilliant. So pay it forward, but use it if you have it, and you have to account for that. So this number might not be significant for some of you, in which case account for that factor. Right? Someone who's earning, say, already, if this number, hypothetically, now I'm going to do a hypothetical scenario, if this number were 8 lakhs per annum and looking to go to 10 lakhs per annum and further to 12 lakhs per annum, then you graduate from a tier 2 MBA where the average pay packet on exit is, or tier 2 or tier 3 average pay packet on exit is 18 lakhs per annum. This is 18. This difference is 6. You're down 18 plus 32, maybe down 50. So you're getting 6 lakhs per annum more. Right? And this is a big journey. Probably you might think like, hey, does this make sense for me? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Even for getting this 50, it will take me 8 years. But this 50 is today. That goes at 6, 6.5, 6.25. I might have found an alternate route to take this 10 not to 12 but to 16. I would have learned 2 more pieces of technology, 1 more client relationship, and it's not 10, 8, 10, 12, but 8, 11, 15, because I've learned that thing. I'm not investing myself in an MBA, but in skilling myself because that's what I want to do. And that's an alternate path. So instead of this red line and this purple line, there's another blue line where you skill yourself and go on that career trajectory, blaze your own trail and go further. Fine. So you have to evaluate. The higher the pay packet you have today, the more meaningful your payoff needs to be. So anyone earning 10, 11, 12 lakhs per annum, now you're going to leave that on the table and spend tons of money doing an MBA. Then you have to graduate, you have to do your B school MBA from one of the top 10, 15 colleges. Outside of that, it's not greatly meaningful because if you're earning 11 lakh per annum now, probably goes to 12, 12 and a half, 14 next year. And that's significant. Chances are anything outside the top 20, your average exit salary is 17, 18 lakhs per annum. Here you've built credibility, you have career capital in one stream. You're going to leave all that. Maybe you're working in tech and then you're going to go to marketing. You're leaving some trajectory here, not meaningful. And so this is a calculation you need to do. And several of you who may be in the middle of this, you're getting this and you're thinking about taking this decision now. Some of you may be starting your CAT preparation journey now. In which case you need to keep this in mind. You need to understand that based on your starting pay, based on your current pay, your list of colleges will be linked to this. If you're getting paid 18 lakhs per annum today, there are probably only 3 colleges that are worthwhile for you to do an MBA mathematically, quantitatively, financially. Again, the intangible elements, I'm not going to account for, nobody can account for. Some people, the tag means a lot. It changes their notion of how they view themselves. And that's very powerful. I don't want to sit here and say, look, baki sab bakwas hai. Bakwas nahi hai. And especially, look, I graduated from 2 colleges that gave me tags. Sometimes when I say, look, look, the tag shag doesn't matter. Yeah, you do your thing. It'll pay off. And sometimes it is viewed as me saying it because I've got it. Sometimes I'm not appreciative enough of the tag that I've got because I've got it. So people who are looking in from outside sometimes have a very strong fascination for that. So I understand that. I appreciate it. I've come to appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it before, especially if your undergraduation is not from a branded college. Then you feel like, look, man, I'm not done justice to this. I want to sit in a classroom where my peer group has all the respect. I can give them all the respect possible and then take value from there. And that will make me transform the way I think of myself. That plays a role, And so there is a serious factor outside of this. And but this factor is important because you're going to probably take a loan, you will do the numbers, you will do the math, all of it. Right? All of this has got to do with, is an MBA worth it? Financially, mathematically. Right? So I'm going to go on and say, is CAT prep worth it? CAT prep is worth 100% of the time. All the time. And so sometimes we evaluate processes based on some notional likelihoods of end outcomes. And then we say there's a 10% chance of me going to IIM Ahmedabad. There's a 40% chance of me going to IIM Trichy. 50% chance of none of this happening. Under this scenario, is it worth it? And so it's doing all this likelihood analysis is great. But if Edison had done likelihood analysis, we would have never gotten an electric bulb. If sitting here, there's a 10% chance of getting on IIM Ahmedabad. You should 100% prepare for CAT. That 10% chance of going to IIM Ahmedabad is transformative. It's brilliant. It's ridiculous. There are so many people in the world who simply cannot have a 10% chance of going to IIM Ahmedabad. They can't. It will be a crying shame if you did all this math and evaluated all that and gave away a chance which is as ridiculously high as 10%. 10% chance of going to the top 3 colleges in India is extraordinary. If you evaluate and you feel like, hey, I have a 10% chance of going to maybe ABC, 100% you should prepare for this exam. There's a 1% chance of landing the top 3 colleges. You should prepare for this exam. There's all of this math is for doing an MBA, leaving this up, paying this big cost and hoping for this payoff. None of this evaluation is for preparing for CAT. Usme kya downside? Nothing. There's no downside in preparing to CAT at all. Don't big up the exam and drive it purely based on likelihood of outcomes. I know wonderful guys who have defined this CAT preparation exam beautifully and said, look, I'm going to throw everything into the preparation. I'll be better off for it. I'll write those 3 exams. If one of them falls in place, brilliant, I'm going places. I've had one of my students who got 99.67 and as luck would have it, he didn't get a call from Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, Indore. And I had a tough time picking up the phone and talking to him. I kept deferring it because I felt, who is this close? I called him and it was just mind-blowing his response was, I didn't get any calls, sir. My profile is not great. I didn't study from a great college. But you don't worry for me, sir. I'm very happy. I never for a second thought I could get 99.67. I've got it. I'll make something of my life. If I get into a good college, not top 6, top 8, that's fine. If I don't do an MBA, that's also fine. the switch turning off that can happen if you get a brand at college and you feel something different about yourself, happened to him after seeing that percentile. Don't overdo this evaluating of my choices, my chances. मेरे प्रोफाइल के हिसाब से ये होगा ही नहीं. With my background, this is impossible. India में तो 99.85 लाना है. What kind of a country is this? All of those chatter and analysis and hyperthinking and overthinking are all going to limit you from preparing for CAT. Right? There's no downside at all to CAT preparation. This 300 hours or 400 hours you put into CAT preparation. Some people take up long distance running. Some people go to the gym and become fitter. You can say, look, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. You will get, if you prepare for CAT really well, I'm telling you this, take it down, write it down somewhere. Somebody who prepares for CAT really seriously, really well for 8 months, you will be fitter. You will spend a lot of energy intensely that you will automatically become fitter physically. Because if you don't do this, you can't do that. If you take CAT preparation seriously enough, you'll take care of your sleep schedules, your diet, your junk in terms of digital junk or physical junk or food junk, water intake, all of that. And you will need to run and walk in order to keep your mind sharp for taking mocks. Incidentally, psychologically, physically, nature of preparation, you will become fitter for it. Take my word for it. And so there is an MBA worth it? There's a mathematical framework. There are a bunch of intangible elements. Take all of them into account. Is CAT prep something you should go for? 100%. You will be better off for preparing for CAT if you do it well. Immeasurably, intangibly, untangibly better off. 100%. That I'm dead sure of. And so one of the reasons I very confidently tell all the students to prepare for CAT is because sometimes when they ask for their chances, I'll say your chances are low. But you prepare for CAT. So what? And otherwise, I'm selling a product. I sometimes worry about selling a dream to students who don't have much of a chance of going for Ahmedabad or Bangalore, Calcutta. So I sleep easy by knowing that for all the students, I tell them you're going to give yourself a chance. The chance is low. You should still prepare for CAT. There's no downside at all to preparing and throwing your hat in the ring. But there is a tiny possibility that no matter what you do, where you are, where you start, that you can get a job like this if you go to Ahmedabad or Bangalore or Calcutta. And at this level, it automatically pays off even financially, mathematically. And so you can't leave that on the table. No chance. Because you have a 2% chance only of landing up in IIM, Lucknow or Indore. You should prepare for CAT. What else is there? Is CAT downside? There's no downside for this. And so sign up. Is an MBA worth it? Do the math. Factor in the intangibles. Think about how you will feel about yourself. What are the different factors? 100%. Do that. Before paying the fee for the B school, you think and evaluate those things. When you're jumping in to prepare for CAT, prepare for CAT. Give it a shot. With a 2% chance, throw your hat into the ring. Give it a shot. And let the cards fall where they fall. Right? Super guys. Best wishes.